Administration of Criminal Justice Act, or ACJA, was hailed as a landmark reform when it came into force in 2015. It promised faster trials and stronger accountability, but 10 years on, experts say the law has fallen short. That is why judges, senior lawyers, and policymakers gathered at this forum to identify gaps and push for reforms that can make the system work.
There should be a plea form attached to, either by way of practice direction or brought into play in our administration of criminal justice, so that when the charge is filed, the defendant is served in advance, of course, with the charge and the plea form. After reading the charge, he signs the plea form and says, "I am not guilty in these counts." He signs it and it is filed in court. On the day of arraignment, the judge looks at the plea form and sees that he has pleaded not guilty and records the defendant pleads not guilty.
The legislature have a role. You read the decisions, you vet public opinions, you amend as and when necessary to reflect the social dynamics of society as society changes.
Starting with the police, the investigation from the police, the equipment they need to really implement the new provision of ACJA.
One of the biggest flaws highlighted is the rule that when a trial judge is promoted, the case they were handling must start fresh. Critics say this wastes resources, clogs the courts, and denies victims timely justice.
The famous Ojuso Uzo Kalu case, that decision of the Supreme Court is being revisited, because it has caused a lot of problems. The Court of Appeal ordering that the case should start de novo before another judge.
The NJC, for example, should be able, when they are considering appointments of judges or elevating them, to introduce an administrative procedure which requires that the head of the court, where the judge to be elevated is, should ensure that that judge finishes any case before taking the oath of office.
Legal observers warn that unless these gaps are fixed, the ACJA cannot deliver on its promise of swift, fair, and effective justice for Nigerians. The pressure is mounting. The question now is whether lawmakers will act quickly enough to turn reform into reality. Godfrey Eshemoge, Arise News.